e te iwi.
The undisputed
This week, UFC 316. What's next for the bantamweight champions? Kai Kara-France on how Māori culture is his driver to the title.
And I'm not chasing a title, I'm chasing mana. And that's what's fueling me. That's the motive I'm feeding on.
And Blood Diamond is here to talk about his King in the Ring comeback.
You never know what's going to happen. You figure it out as you go.
Get ready for UFC on Sky.
live from the sold-out Prudential Center in New Jersey.
E te iwi and welcome to UFC on Sky. Ko Ravindo Hunia tōku ingoa. Now after UFC 316 there is one question on everyone's minds. When will the new UFC bantamweight champion Kayla Harrison face the GOAT, Amanda Nunes? Now we don't quite know when that date will be as of yet or where, but just know that women's MMA has been reignited as a result, and that is great news for the sport. Meanwhile, men's bantamweight champion Merab Dvalishvili said on this very show last week that he would like to face Corey Sandhagen at the end of 2025. So stay tuned right here for all of your UFC fight news. One fight we do know that's going to happen though is that of Kai Kara-France. He'll be facing Alexandre Pantoja at UFC 317 for the Flyweight title, and I got to catch up with him at City Kickboxing for a wholesome kōrero about how his Māori culture is taking him all the way to the top.
I get them buzzing like a bee. Now they do meet and greet. I get them bumping at the beach. I'm grazing at their feet. I get them buzzing like a bee. Honey, they gon' want to drink me. I get them buzzing like a bee.
Tēnā koutou katoa, ko manga te tere te maunga, ko waka te awa, ko tainui te waka, ko waikato, Ngāti Tūwhare Toa, Ngāti Kahanunu, Te Ati Awa, no Raru, Te Taunui e Paparangi, ngā iwi, ko Ngāti Kahi Kura, Te Aku, ko Manga Tautare Te Marae, ko Kaiwhare Taku Ingoa, no reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. So I've known about this fight since the start of the year. I just didn't know the date. Just had to keep myself in the gym. I didn't go to Vegas for the Warriors. I didn't go to Sydney for the UFC fights, and it's paid off. Just being patient and just letting things flow. I think that's where I'm at in my life. My whānau's thriving, you know, in my career, coming into my best, into my prime. And the UFC have just rewarded me with all my hard work, and they said, yep, you're the next guy. So I'm just taking it with both hands and just being very intentional. I'm in a great place to bring another belt back to CKB. 32 years young now. It's now my time to get it done and tick this 15-year career that I've had. Something that I haven't done yet is to become a world champion. So I'm ready to step into that, stand on my mana, and channel all that aroha and support back home.
You mentioned it yourself, 15 years of working towards this moment, working towards the gold. What would it mean for you to hold that gold and bring it home?
It would just give me this promise that I've had to myself that's kept me, coming back from losses, coming back from speed bumps, and just keep turning up. I've had to fight for this. I haven't had this undefeated record and clear shot in the UFC. I've had to pick myself up, dust myself back off, and keep going. Obviously, having a whānau and kids and a wife to provide for, I don't have any excuses because I have to put my emotions to the side. Even on my bad days, I'll happily get up and keep grinding because they're relying on me. But also to that young boy that first started the sport, look how far I've taken it. But I haven't ticked that off yet to be a world champion. And I'm not chasing a title, I'm chasing mana. Something that we hold the highest in our culture, and that's what's fueling me. That's the Māori I'm feeding off, and it feels like this fight is bigger than me. And there's no better time now than to put Māori on the world stage, and give our people hope and inspiration, and something positive to feed off, because it's all been done before me, and I channel all of that when I step in there. The same feeling as when I do haka is the same feeling when I step into the ring. Just clear intentions, very focused, and just being unapologetically Māori.
So you say it's been 15 years. Obviously, the goal has always been to become a world champion at the end of it. But over those years, you would have come up with different reasons. Your life has gone through different seasons. Where has this all directed you now to this moment?
Yeah, I think it's just my upbringing. My parents always installed me, whatever I do, they just want me to be the hardest worker and chase your passion. And for me, fighting's my passion and it's been my vehicle. Just chase it and go after it. And at a young age, they saw that determination, that focus that I had. And I felt it all, I've been on these big win streaks. I've taken big losses where people would think that was career ending or detrimental to my career, but I've gone through it. And gaining that experience has actually helped me. So nothing can hurt me because I've done it all. I fought for a world title before. I fought former world champions, undefeated fighters, and I'm still here standing.
I feel like when I hear you kōrero now, it's a lot more about wairua, mana, rather than the technical stuff. You know what I mean? Like I feel like in Perth, you've always been a proud Māori, but I feel like Perth was your coming out party of sorts, where everyone knew after that fight who you were and what you stood for.
100%. I joined a ropu, te poho o hini kahikura. And I wasn't there to make stage for Te Matatini. I was just there to be around the knowledge. So to learn mauraka, to learn how to hold a patu, what a patu is, the kōrero on a patu, and the waiata. There's kapahaka and then there's kapahaka fit. And it's learning how to multitask and coordination. And it's not fight training, but it is fight training. So I've been able to channel that stuff that I've learned and all that knowledge and bring it into my mahi and use it practically. And to refine that switch that I use to tap into tumatoinga. yeah, it's been awesome to have a kapa haka group to guide me, to guide me with the reo, with the waiata, haka, and it just shows how amazing our tupuna were, because they've all done it before. All the things that we've done, there's a blueprint of how to do it. And to go back on karakia or practices and protocols that they would have done, doing it in the modern day, it just allows me to make sense of it, but also it gives me comfort knowing that I'm not alone in there. And that's why right now I feel like it's a lot different, because it's just a great time for where I'm at, and to represent our country and our people. It's not, you know, the government right now, they're not, they're not pro Māori, and they don't know that on a world stage, that's what makes us unique. That's what people love about our country is, and that's why if I don't do it, who else is going to do it? So for the countdown, bringing in my ropu, doing a haka in the cage, the countdown in the UFC had never seen this before. So it was a proud moment. I had tears in my eyes after we did the first haka, because I knew my tupuna and my, so. I just know my tupuna will be very proud. Very proud of how far I've come as a tāne, to be proud of, my culture and who I am. Well, where I don't want my kids to know, not have that, and that having that it was a wrap of aroha, to know that, you know, they're supporting me all the way. I'm just bringing them along for the journey. You know, not growing up in Te Ao Māori where I learned reo and I had all that knowledge growing up. I have a choice now as a papa and as a husband to give my whānau that, and you know, having my wife just had done takura and already, you know, leading from the front for our whānau, and our kids are going to be fluent te reo speakers before English. Is that we're doing the right things, and just happy to know that that's what I get to go home to every day, and that's what's fueling me. That's what makes me want this so bad, is because I know I deserve it, but also I'm just doing it authentically and doing it the only way I know how, and that's bringing my people and my culture with me.
Now, you mentioned kapa haka, and for those that aren't too familiar with it, it's not just haka and weaponry, there's waiata involved. So how are your singing skills, bro? How do you how do you
It's a whole new level of respect for haka and kapa haka. We had to do an exercise lying down and singing as loud as we can. I was exhausted. I couldn't control my my stomach just to project.
The diaphragm.
Yeah, the diaphragm to project your voice. I was just gasping for air. We had to do laps. What I gave to the ropu was, you know, I'm fit, so I could, you know, push the ropu, the tāne especially, if that was in the burpee challenges or the sprints. But then when it came back down to actually saying the kupu, I can't retain information that fast. I had to go back home, learn it for weeks, and then I could come back and at least do it justice. But that's what I love about being in that space. No one's judging, no one's expecting too much of you. They just want you to be there and be present and just learn. Just be there, to be open-minded. And just to be around our culture is such a beautiful thing when you can just be yourself. You don't have to put on a mask. And you have that unconditional aroha that they're going to support you. They're going to back you 100%, and whatever you need from them, they'll be there. And to know that this will be playing out to millions of people on the world stage, yes, it's going to be proud. It's just going to make me very proud to know that I'm bringing them with me. American fans and the overseas fans that never seen that before. This is who we are, and it's beautiful when you can channel that. And it's not just the training that I'm doing. It's not just, you know, everything I'm doing in combat stuff. I'm bringing culture with me, and if I don't do it, who else is going to do it?
Ki tēnei whenua, you have all the
tautoko, all the support around you, familiar faces. What happens when you get to Las Vegas, when you step onto a foreign whenua? What support will be around you there?
Yeah, so I've fought in Vegas many times before. It's familiar to me. It's just mahi for me. There's nothing that distracts me, the bright lights, all of that stuff. I've seen it all before. So being there, I can find comfort that I know what to expect. You know, just seeing my poster and my last name on the Las Vegas Strip, you'll be everywhere. Just reminds me of how far I've come, but also that it's not done yet. You know, I want to really capture and go after this. So when I get there, we'll just stick to our routine. I'll have my whole team with me, all my coaches. My whānau will be there. And it will just be a nice moment to look around who's here, you know, from where we first started to now being in Las Vegas, the fight capital of the world, taking on the world's best and going after this goal that I haven't ticked off. And then every day closer, it will just be revving the engine, you know, training at the PI, sticking to our routine, training around the same time as we're fighting, so it'll be quite late in the evening. And then every day we get a bit closer, that belief will get stronger and stronger. But the work's already done. Like being this far out, 3 weeks out from the fight, you know, I'm already ready to go. So I just got to kind of control my emotions and just wait for the fight. That's when it counts. Training's training, doesn't matter. But in the fight, that's where it matters. Those little 1%ers that make all the difference, and that's retaining focus for 25 minutes. That's, you know, being intentional, going through my practices before my fight, doing my karakia, you know, being in the curtains, ready to walk out. I'm visualizing all those moments already. What I'm wearing, what I'm, you know, all my senses are going to be heightened, but my mind will be very clear. And so when I get in there, I've done it all before. You know, I knocked out Cody Garbrandt in Las Vegas. I knocked out Bontarin in Las Vegas. All these things that they just help me with my confidence, knowing that I've just got to go after it. I want to be the first guy to knock out Pantoja in the UFC. We fought each other 9 years ago, and he won. It was an exhibition fight, so it's not on my record, but I get an opportunity here to run it back. And I want to be the first guy to take him out and to bring another belt back to CKB. And yeah, that's how I see it happening.
Kia ora, kia koe, Kai Kara-France, mō tērā kōrero. Now joining me in studio, former UFC welterweight and two-time King of the Ring champion, Blood Diamond. Kia ora, ho, welcome on in.
Oh, good to be here.
Look, we just played out this beautiful story of Kai Kara-France, talking about his journey to the title. And if anyone has been watching him through his journey, it's been you. You've been there since he went into the UFC, even before that. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on his journey so far?
Oh man, it's a beautiful one to see. You know, training with Kai is, yeah, it's quite exciting. It's explosive, and like his name, Don't Blink. You know, you see what he does, and yeah, it was actually cool once I got to spend some time with him. After one of his fights, we were doing those quarantines, and yeah, got to really know him a bit more, and yeah, awesome dude.
It's amazing the relationships that you can build in the trenches, right? Like You're not just teammates looking, you know, iron sharpening iron. You develop the brotherhood, you develop a friendship.
Yeah, definitely brotherhood, yeah. It's funny, sometimes just like getting advice from him, even though he's younger than me, it's just like, oh, wow, you know. But it's good sound advice, and yeah, it is someone I respect, and yeah.
Absolutely. Now we're talking about iron sharpens iron. Not only have you been helping Kai, but Kai has most probably been helping you as well, because you are making your return to King in the Ring. Now, the first time you won a title in King in the Ring was 2014. That's 11 years ago. So a decade. My goodness, Blood, how much arm twisting did they have to do to get you back onto this promotion?
Oh man, I love it. It wasn't that hard, to be honest. If anything, I begged them, like, yo, chuck me on. I wanna do this again.
Look, what is it about this promotion? Because we know we've seen, the result of fighters coming through this promotion. Whether they go on to the UFC or not, it's just that premier stage for our New Zealand fighters. So what have you gotten out of, that exposure?
Yeah, like you said, it's like that stepping stone to get to places like the UFC or any big promotions. And like the adventures you get and the kind of lifestyle you live. Because of things like King of the Ring, you get that exposure and people get to know you, get to travel around the world, get to face other worthy opponents. And I think for me it was just the adventure of traveling around. I love to travel. I like to experience new things, like new cultures. So yeah.
And King of the Ring, of course, is a promotion like no other. To win the title, you have to fight 3 times in one night against 3 different opponents. You can't even really work through your camp to get ready for one person. You have to keep your eye on all 7 of the other opponents in case you fight them. So talk to us about preparing for a crazy night like that.
For me, it's like the biggest focus is focus on myself. Yeah, because like you said, I don't know who I'm facing, and you never know what's going to happen. It kind of takes me back to the times when I was fighting in China. Sometimes you only find out the opponent on the night, so you figure it out as you go. The best way to prepare for such a thing is to stay sharp at all time. In your training, just always be sharp. Focus on what you can do, your strengths, and even your weaknesses, work on them and turn them into your strengths, So yeah, it's like, I think these kind of tournaments are more like a personal growth, Yeah, you're just getting thrown into the deep end. And see if you can sink or swim.
Yeah, well, talking about the deep end, 2014 you fought for the middleweight title, won that. 2020 was super middleweight, you won that. This time you're fighting for the light heavyweight, so it's a bigger division. Talk to us about why this is right for you. Why did you put your hand up for this division?
It's just to challenge myself, different weight classes and just, it's more self-growth, challenging myself, seeing like, how far I can go, and you never know. After winning this, I might go up a weight class again and see what's up there.
I love that, Blood. Now, quick fact, whānau, 2013, Dan Hooker won the middleweight title. We've also seen Israel Adesanya, Navajo Sterling, Carlos Ulberg, all multiple King in the Ring champions. Talk about this promotion in general and what it has done for fighters like this, what Jason and Anna have, really created with the King in the Ring promotion.
Well, I feel like, number one, it's turned boys into men, because having to fight 3 times in one night, it's no easy job, but we get it done. The world gets to see the top fighters in whatever weight classes being shown, and we get to do our best, and man, it's just one of those things, like, I'm very grateful to have been part of it and still being part of it, and I'm just hoping it keeps getting better and better, and just New Zealand gets to show the world what we got.
Now, whānau, if you have never seen Blood Diamond in action in King in the Ring, treat yourself, jump on YouTube, check it out, and then tune in this weekend. Of course, the event is happening at Event Finder Stadium. You can watch it live, grab your tickets, support your local fighters. What are you hoping to achieve this weekend? Obviously, the King in the Ring light heavyweight title, but we've seen you in the past flipping around, moving around, and these were at lighter divisions. So, how are you going to put these fighters on notice, especially them being a little bit on the heavier side?
To be honest, there are quite a few things I've been working on. So just having the opportunity to, show it off. Also introducing the young guns into this arena, I'm getting older as well, so I have to fight these hungry dogs, the hungry young dogs.
Okay, whānau, King in the Ring this weekend. Head on down to Event Finder Stadium, buy your tickets and support our local fighters. This guy will be in action and you will not want to miss that. Also, UFC Fight Night is back in action on ESPN. The main card kicks off at 2 p.m. Rising star Joaquin Buckley up against the veteran and former champion Kamaru Usman. Thank you for joining us. Hei kōna mai.
The undisputed